Hello, this is Johnny Henson, Professor Poole with Billiard University at Goodyear, Arizona. I have a lot of students that contact me and they want a little bit more information about my Level 1 course. My Level 1 course is a 3-day seminar. It is designed to take your game from one level to the next level in just 3 days. I've been teaching this course for over 15 years. I've taught it to well over 300 students, and I've had phenomenal results over those 15 years. Another thing that I do that's unique is every student that comes to my class at the end of the first day, I offer a full money back guarantee of any deposit you might have paid in order to be in the class. And so it's 100% money back guarantee at the end of the first day. I don't know of any instructor in the United States that offers a guarantee like that. And I've been offering that guarantee for over 15 years. Okay? We're going to be going through a lot of what I call myth busters. You know, there's a lot of things you may believe that are correct, that are incorrect, and things like that are really holding your game back. So we're going to cut through what is real and what is unreal, or what is correct and what is incorrect. Okay? We're going to be covering things about, we're going to be improving all aspects of your game, not just one or two or three things. So we're going to be fixing your bridges. We're going to take your bridges to being really rock solid, world-class bridges, because a lot of players have very poor bridges along with a lot of other things, okay? We're not looking for quick fixes. So what everything that we're correcting, we're trying to correct for the long term. In other words, I don't want you just to be a little better in, let's say, a month after you leave the class. I want you to continue to improve from that point on, okay? So we're going to cover all aspects of the stroke. There's 10 parts to a stroke. If you do all parts 100% correct on a scale of 0 to 10, then you would score 100%. If you had a 100% stroke on film, then you would have a world-class stroke. As good as any professional out there that's on the pro circuit, okay? So that's what we're after in this course, is to have you finish somewhere in the 90s. You know, I've had students finish at 98, 99. I had one student finish at 100. But anything in the 90s is going to be truly a world-class stroke, okay? We cover a lot of science, ballistics, and physics in this course, because a lot of people do not use science, ballistics, and physics to play. And so everything that I want you to do at the table, I want it not based on my personal opinion, but I want it to be based on science, ballistics, and physics, because it's going to be true today, it's going to be true tomorrow, it's going to be true five years from now. And so you can be assured when you get done with this class that you're going to be on some really, really rock solid information that's going to not only improve your game instantly, but is going to continue to improve your game over time, okay? We cover a lot of the flaws that most players have. We videotape the stroke on day one, and then we videotape it sometimes at the end of the day on day one. Generally, students show an improvement from probably 25% correct on day one when they first walk into class to at the end of the day on day one, they're probably in the 60 to 70 percentile range. At the end of the day, on day two, they're somewhere in the 80s. And every student that comes to my class will finish with a 90% perfect stroke graded by the class. So on day three, I have the class grade your stroke. So it's not just me saying you have a 95% perfect stroke on film. It's a group of people saying that. So every student it will be graded by the entire class, not just me personally. And so when a group of people say you got a 95% perfect stroke out of a possible 100, you can be rest assured that's true, okay? So I'm going to take you through the scientific stroke. The scientific stroke is the simplest stroke routine where you do 100% of all the things that are correct in the stroke as part of the routine. It's one of the simplest ways to teach a player to have a world-class stroke, not just once, but in every game, all the time. And so most of the students I've taught this to over the last 15 years, they say, Johnny, the scientific stroke is a fabulous way to play, and it's very simple to learn, but more important, it's very simple to master, okay? So another thing that we're going to be covering in this class is a thing called scientific play. Scientific play kind of goes hand in hand with the scientific stroke. It's a way for you to mentally play the game at a high level with very little stress. And we all know this is a mental game. And what really holds a lot of players' games back is they don't mentally play the game correctly. So we're not only going to learn the physical aspects of having a perfect stroke, but we're also going to learn the mental aspects of how to play the game at a high level all the time and do it in a relaxed way. Okay? We continue on day one covering a lot of the flaws and getting rid of a lot of the flaws that almost all players have. They've never been trained by a professional pool instructor. Okay? And that's pretty much it for day one. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm trying to skip over because I'm not trying to spend too much time on this video. But if there's any question that you have about this course, all you have to do is contact me with an email or give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to get on the phone with you, okay? So at the end of the first day, I offer a money-back guarantee to all players in the class. For any reason, if you're not satisfied with what you've learned in the class so far, or maybe you just don't like me personally, okay? You don't have to give a reason. For any reason, if you're not satisfied, I give you 100% of your money back, and we shake hands, we part friends. I've been doing that literally for over 15 years, okay? Day two, we kind of start where we left off. We're still going to be working on the stroke. We're going to be working on different drills at the table to improve different aspects of our game. We're going to be working on your cadence, tempo, and rhythm to get you to be in a rhythm when you play. So therefore, let's say you're playing in tournaments or playing in league, you're going to have a rhythm to the way you're going to play. And by following that rhythm, it's just going to make you play a lot more relaxed and with a lot more confidence, okay? We're going to learn a lot about how energy is transferred from the cue tip or the cue stick to the cue ball, and how there's different ways that we can control that. And so we're going to cover cue ball deflection, low deflection shafts as opposed to regular shafts, and the advantages or disadvantages of some of this new technology that's out there right now. We're going to work on our alignment and how to for you to have a world-class alignment from shot to shot, from game to game. So your aiming and alignment is huge, and so therefore in day two we're really going to focus on getting your stroke itself lined up to the target to where you can start playing at a level that a lot of people never dreamt they could, okay? And so we're going to continue on in day two. You're going to learn not only you're going to learn world-class speed control. The system I personally teach was actually developed for Earl Strickland when he was a world champion. And so there's probably other similar systems out there, but I've been teaching this particular system for over 15 years, and most players just fall in love with it. And we're also going to be working on the straight line, really getting your stroke to the next level. Now, another thing that I'm going to be doing as part of day two is you're going to be learning how to use formulas when you play, and I'm going to skip over that for just a moment. You're going to be learning, we've heard a lot about CIT. You're going to cover CIT, but you're going to cover CIT in more of a science, ballistics, and physics way, where you truly understand it and you really understand the interaction between your cue ball and your object ball and the effects, okay? Okay, with that being said, you're going to be moving on to CAR, which is calibrated aiming routine. What this is going to do is your brain is going to calibrate, your aim is going to be a calibrated thing in your brain. So what you're going to end up doing is learning to calibrate your brain. So you're going to take a look at a shot and you're going to instantly know, if you shoot a certain shot, exactly where your object ball is going to go. If it goes in the pocket, guess what? You aim that shot, you make the ball, that's it. But let's say it don't go in the pocket. Well, then you may overcut or undercut that particular shot in order to put it in the pocket. So you're going to know you're going to pocket the ball before you ever take your backstroke, okay? So as part of that, I'm going to teach you formulary play. I developed formulary play in like 2010. It is just amazing. Kind Calibrated play to me, or formulary play, is just a different way to play. You're going to make all your decision making standing up, and then you're going to, when you actually go out down on the table, all the decisions have already made. You're just going to go into execution mode. Most players, when they learn formulary play, they say, Johnny, I should have been doing this 10 years ago. I said, exactly, but you didn't know all the parts on how to put it together before you came to class, okay? So CAR is wonderful, calibrated aiming routine. We're going to be learning how to manipulate our shot mechanics to do certain things. And so we're going to be putting it all together. In other words, day one, we're going to learn a lot of stuff. Day two, we're going to polish or enhance what we learned on day one and add some more information. Okay, so that's the end of kind of day two. And then we're also going to learn how to practice and how to improve the way we practice and the way we approach the game from a practice to a playing standpoint, to where we can truly not only improve our game now, but continue to improve our game in the future. Okay, that's pretty much the end of day one, day two. Okay, day three is exciting because now you've already got a stroke up in the 80 percentile mark. We're going to take it to the 90s today. You're going to end up learning about the tangent line and how to use your tangent line to literally place your cue ball at different places on the table. You're going to learn different practice routines to enhance the way you approach the game, whether it be 9-ball, 8-ball. And then we're also going to cover a little bit more of pool is science, because pool is nothing but science, ballistics, and physics. And if you think about that, if you learn to play the game using science, ballistics, and physics, you're going to play it at a high level, but you're going to play it at a high level from now on, not just the tip of the month or the tip of the week, and then 2 months from now, you're right back to banging balls around the way you did before you ever tried to improve your game. I want to improve your game now and continue it to improve, okay? We're going to learn how to shoot racks in a systematic way. We're going to break down the rack into different parts. We're going to be learning how to be table runners. I've had a lot of students over the years. They come into my class, they said, I'm a pretty good ball pocketer, but I really have trouble running racks. Well, if you're a good ball pocketer, you should have no trouble running racks of pool for fun, for the league, or in tournaments. You should have no trouble running racks if you're a pretty good ball pocketer, okay? And I'm going to teach you a way of practicing this in a way to break down that rack into manageable parts in order for you to be able to run the rack. You're going to start using your tangent line to leave your cue ball a lot easier than what you're using now. We're going to learn to get away from left to right, or what we call English, because we're getting deflection when we hit on the left or the right. We're getting a lot of deflection. There is times you're going to want to use a little left or a little right, and if you do that, we're going to have to actually change our aim point on our object ball to compensate for that. Okay, what we're going to learn a little bit on day three is defense. A lot of people don't realize there's two parts of this game. There's offense and defense. Everybody always talks about offense, but I'm going to teach you how to practice defense, how to master defense, and how to be a much greater defensive player. In fact, as a pro, it would be impossible for a pro to be a pro if that person wasn't a really, really good defensive player, because sometimes both players are just about equal on offense. It's the person who can play the best defense or shoot their way out of a defensive shot is going to be the winner of the match. Pocket speed. A lot of people know a little bit about pocket speed, but we're going to cover that in a little bit more of a scientific way. We're going to cover the playing area of the pool table to make you a little bit more consistent and be able to use your fuller range of shots during a table run or during games. I'm gonna actually teach you how to be a table runner. There's a lot of people, I've taught hundreds of players over the years how to be table runners that really weren't table runners before. And it's a simple drill that I have you work on, and it'll take you from being a ball pocketer to a table runner in a short period of time. Okay. Also, we're going to learn how to play with our subconscious brain. A lot of us have actually played in the zone from time to time. As an example, let's say you normally maybe run one rack in every 10, and you got out there, you were really hot one night, and you ran 3 or 4 in a row. Well, at that point in time, your skill, you have the skills to be a table runner. You have the skills to put multiple runs together. But the problem is your analytical side of your brain takes over, and it causes you to overthink a shot or change what you had in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to play with our subconscious brain and let our subconscious brain play for us. When we do that, those times where we normally, let's say we run one rack in 10, well then what if we could run 2 or 3 in a row by using our subconscious brain to play with? Instantly, we're going to be playing at a different level than we were before, okay? And then I teach you some simple drills that you can do at home to practice every day. And that because some people don't have a table at their house, they also don't have a chance, let's say, go to the pool hall or wherever they play every day. And we're going to cover some simple ways that you can practice your stroke and other things at the house without a pool table. And that way you can keep up on your game every single day, 7 days a week. So anyway, this is a brief overview. I know that some people may have questions. Maybe I covered some of this in a real quick way. But let's say you do have some questions. Let's say you're considering coming to my Level 1 3-day seminar. I welcome you to contact me. Contact me via email, contact me via my phone, and let's talk. I want you to have full confidence if you come to one of my seminars that you're going to get more than you expect. I want you to have confidence that you're coming to the right course for you and that this course is definitely going to take your game to the next level. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I'm more important as I'm looking forward to you being in one of my classes. Have a nice day.